I was very disappointed.
Oh,
I was very. I remember I went with all my family and friends, and we all went to the theater when it came out.
And you
And
took your name off the movie after.
my name's not on it. Thank God I have my full seats. Um, I, yeah, I just this a number of things took me out, and it's taken me like through the years to figure out exactly what it was. I did go in with extremely high expectations. I mean, because when I was working on it, it felt like an Indiana Jones movie, and it felt like, oh my God, this is going to be great. It really felt good. Um, and we didn't get off to a great start with the friggin' groundhog mountain.
the CGI groundhog. Yeah, that was
Yeah, and I feel like that was like the first indication. Like this movie, it sometimes feels like a parody of an Indiana Jones movie,
Yes.
where it's almost tongue in cheek, making fun of itself. Starting with that, and so I remember just being like, "Oh no." Um, I really enjoyed it, and I was like, I remember just edging my seat, like, all right, let's just keep this going, because the fridge bothered me, which we don't even have to really get into, but that fridge scene, everything in Indiana Jones is completely believable. That just seems a little. The whole movie, the
It
biggest word
spawned
I
a
can get,
phrase. What was it? Nuke the fridge. This
yeah,
movie.
yes,
We've
Jump the
replaced
shark, nuke the
we've
fridge.
replaced Jump the Shark with Nuke the Fridge because of this
the
film.
fridge. It's just.
I didn't think the fridge was any worse than the plane jumping out of the plane in a I mean, that's where I left them.
No, jumping out of the plane was absolutely great. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 it was not CGI either. Yeah.
it
This
was
was
not.
terrible CGI. Yeah.
Yeah,
This wasn't good
anytime
or
this
CGI.
this movie went into like cartoon world, it lost its magic for me.
Yeah.
So once we go to Hawaii, that's where the majority of problems are for me. And as we go through the scenes and whatnot, we can talk about that. But it's almost like two different movies. And the plot is almost like five different movies. And I know they took different stuff from different scripts. And then my other issues are like, I didn't really never feel like there were stakes. I never felt like, oh my God, please don't let the Russians get the skull. It never felt like that was going to be some like terrible moment. There was just no stakes in this, and because it's tough to follow up Nazis. Like, what are you going to get that's like worse as far as like a historical sort of group of villains, So I think that, and the movie just like weighed it down in some politics at different points, and it really wasn't sure what it was trying to say. So it just was like convoluted in some different ways, and so I have a lot more, but I'm not going to go on and on and on about hating it. It was okay. Now, one thing I do want to bring up is my kids loved it. When we went through and did what you guys are doing here, my kids loved it. And you seem to like it more. So I'm wondering if there's a generational thing where this younger generation has a little more stomach for some of the cartoony stuff, or maybe isn't as because they didn't grow up with the like more grittier celluloid versions, all practical effects, that it doesn't sting them the way.
The effects are not what's winning me over in this movie.
Or maybe they don't bother you as much. The monkeys, the waterfalls. Oh, I was like, watching someone murder my friend when I was watching this movie. Like, what are they doing? I liked your point about Shia. I thought he was really good in this movie. Like even again, like watching him. But I don't know that they didn't have anything to do with his character. I think it just had too many characters at the end to give stuff to do. And I think he got kind of washed away in that. And I would have liked to have seen more of him and Harrison interacting than everyone else and their brother along on the ride for this, that you're kind of like, oh, who are they again? What are they doing? But yeah, no, he was good. Also nice at the craft service table.
Oh, nice. Good.
Nice guy. Nice to the crew. But I think I understand. So one thing, like any interview you watch, any making of anything, you see Steven Spielberg reiterate a million times how he didn't want to do this movie.
Yes.
And he obviously, and even one thing he said, he just like strung Lucas along and was like, yeah, we're gonna do it, thinking it would never get made, and like it was like very apparent because I feel like he, kind of mailed it in a little bit, and I think he acquiesced to Lucas too much.
Well, wasn't it also Harrison Ford that says this has to get done by 2008 or it's not happening at all? This was also pressure that he was putting on this whole thing.
Feels a little prequel-y to me.
I guess I'd give it a 6 of 10.
Out of 5?
Of 10.
So like basically a 3 out of 5.